And now for a quick disclaimer. The T-Bone
and Chick Brew
in the morning show is for infotainment purposes only.
The opinions expressed here do not represent
Naval Station Rhoda, the Armed Forces Network,
or Department of Defense.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Oh my.
The guy who just kept saying, stay away, stay away, stay away. From me.
From me.
I'm confused.
Well, it was confusing, to be fair.
I thought you were singing that last week when we were supposed to be on. Stay away from me.
I wasn't singing anything. I was unconscious.
Yeah, that's not a good look for you.
No, it's not.
Yeah. So,
what's the date today? Who are we?
Today is something in January of 2020. I think
10th.
The 10th. 11020. Look at us.
Numbers.
Yeah. So we didn't do a show last week, and why was that? Why didn't we do a show? An important show last week we didn't do.
Well, I completely forgot about Friday being a day when your person you share a home with is a teacher, and then all of a sudden they're just always home. It was like a 2-week weekend, and I was like, oh, it's Saturday because we stayed up until midnight watching Netflix. Great, okay.
There was a new person in the studio. Wouldn't answer the phone. Wouldn't answer the buzzer, wouldn't answer the Facebook messages. And it got to the point where I'm like, oh, open the door. And then I can understand it. At some point, I can understand why they wouldn't open the door. Because some crazy man that they don't know is outside banging on the gate. Open the door.
Let me in.
Yes, I am supposed to be here. But,
that is how things kind of can go left.
The station manager hasn't sent the email to the new people, so the new people don't know
who you are.
Yeah. So it's funny because we just got the podcast working great. The ability to listen to this show at your convenience is now available via a podcast. And I have never really done the podcast thing before. I've watched podcasts on YouTube, but I've never got a podcast app and listened to podcasts, and I'm really starting to enjoy it.
Well, welcome to the show. Podcasts are great.
But the producer goes out of her way to, hurt my feelings, I'll say. By the way, T-Bone and Chick Brew in the morning note, she would like you to say, and Chick Brew. I have explained to her I pause intentionally to get you to interact whenever I say that.
I don't do it on purpose.
You do it on purpose because there's some long delays.
You said doo-doo.
I do say doo-doo a lot.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't say it.
On purpose. Yes. She needs to hear that from you, I think.
Well, she can now tune into the podcast or the YouTube, whatever.
Here I am. I'm trying to show her how easy it is, how it plays right on the car radio, just like a normal radio show at your convenience. So, in order to show her how easy it is, I'm playing it in the car when we're driving around. And then, of course, to her friends, all he ever does is listen to himself. So.
But she's probably not wrong.
I do a lot of things to myself,
I hate my voice. I don't listen to myself. I can't do it. I have been clicking on the links for the podcast, though.
I can change your voice.
No, don't do that, because then I'll sound like a chipmunk.
I can make it deeper.
Oh, I can also speak with a deeper voice.
Oh, yeah.
And it doesn't bother me.
No. That's like a late night jazz radio voice. I knew someone a long time ago. She was a late night jazz radio person, and she dropped down a couple of octaves. This is we're going to be talking about your 2020 goals, and we're going to be talking about life hacks, the adult edition. I got a couple of life hacks I'm going to share. I'm going to pick your brain for a couple. We all figure out things. And today's the episode where we're going to share them. So tell us what your favorite hacks are. Hit us up on the Facebook page by doing a search for Lunsby. That's hashtag LUNSB. Or call us in the studio, 727-1025.
That song was my ringtone for a while.
I can't believe that for a moment. So yesterday, I'm trying. Whoa, look at that. I'm trying something here. So yesterday they live streamed. I have been talking about live streaming this show for years, And we never had a way of doing it. We were incapable of doing it. But yesterday, during Morning Joe with the CO, they live streamed.
I saw some of it.
Yeah, I couldn't help but watch. And the skipper was sitting in one of these 70s chairs and no headphones, just kicked back, relaxed. Man, he's got it going on. Me, I sit in one of the uncomfortable chairs. I'm barely standing because old radio etiquette was you always stood to free up your diaphragm for making sound and blah, blah, blah. He's got two guests sitting over here, nobody wearing headphones, and a person who shall remain nameless sitting over on the couch, just mean mugging the camera the entire time. She did not look happy, but his relaxed way of sitting in the chair is something I'm trying today. I'm sitting in one of these pleathers, and I'm trying to just kick back and kind of more casual me. Look at, and
you look rigid as all get out. Everything is fine.
Well, I don't like change, so it's very hard for me to adapt to change. So while we're waiting for your input, speaking of which, so dig this. We talk about that podcast, and we talk about making it easy. So normally we start a show at 6 o'clock in the morning, and we really don't want to just put our best stuff out there. We don't want to put all of our good stuff out in the 6 o'clock hour because, by the time people are actually listening, we've already said all the good stuff. So we kind of space things out. But then when you listen to the podcast, you're kind of like, well, I know this is going to get better at some point. So maybe we don't space it out so much. And that involves you and when you wake up. We used to have people who would wake up to listen to us on Friday mornings. They literally got up, set their clocks, had their coffees, and sat out on the porch and listened to us. That was their Friday morning routine.
I think that you have stopped shaking them down for listenership, so you might have to get back out in the streets.
I don't want to do that anymore. I just want to put it out there. I'm just I have done 4 60-second sale commercials. You haven't seen any of these yet?
No, I have not.
Yeah, it's because you don't subscribe to my YouTube channel. So I put out 4 of these, and I haven't put them out anywhere. It's just for subscribers of the channel. Eventually, I'm going to put some more in the bank, and I'm going to put them on the Rota yard sale. I'm selling stuff now, reducing the clutter in 2020, but I'm doing it via video production. And I'm having fun with it, and the benefit is the more I do, the better I get. So I'm learning little tricks along the way that I didn't know. And in a minute, when we go to play some music, I'm going to show you and get your opinion when we come back. We're going to be talking about your grilled cheese recipes and adult life hacks this show. We're looking for your input. What are the things that you have found through your trials and experiences to be the easiest and best ways to do things to make your life easier or better? I got a couple for you that I'm going to be sharing, but I'm curious also as to what you have. It is T-Bone and Chick Brew in the morning. So obviously another fail on my part because I don't know. I don't think of things. I just do things and I don't think, well, maybe somebody else has something else out there. So if you were to do a search for 60-second sales, apparently that's a huge thing in marketing, being able to sell something in 60 seconds. I thought because 60 seconds equals a minute and people's attention spans are short that I'd just do it in 60 seconds. And
what? You lost me.
I thought that would be a good thing.
61 seconds.
So maybe I need a different 60 number to separate myself from the other 60s.
I don't know. I thought that was really good though.
Maybe 59 second sales. So it's less, even though technically they go over, but they only go over.
That's just bonus material.
They only go over because of like the 7-second intro. So you have now viewed one.
I giggled. You made me giggle.
That's the intent.
I also don't really like eggs, but I like the convenience of the thing that you were trying to sell. So is that still available?
It is still available. Everything is still available. But I mean, like, I have stuff that I'm getting rid of. I'm getting rid of the treadmill. I'm getting rid of rice cooker.
If only you had sold that treadmill last year when I wanted it.
Multiple George Foreman grills, because apparently we were George Foreman grill collectors. I got a stereo system that I have been dragging around the world with me for 20 years. It's a beautiful stereo. It comes with cassettes and CDs. And it makes great noise. It's a really good thing. And there's no Bluetooth involved. So, so when you're
vintage.
When you lose, think about this for a second. People spend a lot of money buying like thing that goes around and around and record players.
Yeah.
They spend a lot of money on retro record players. Right now, you can get it on the ground floor level, and you can get. But I've been dragging this thing around the world with me since I was in Japan in 2001. And I still have it in the original box. I take good care of it. For the last 7 years, it hasn't even left the box. So it's kind of an antique. It's in great shape, and I'm selling that. And I'm doing a bunch of the other just stuff that we have lying around that we're just trying to get rid of. One man's garbage is another man's treasure kind of mentality. Somebody might want it, and there's an opportunity for me to have fun making. I'm not in it for the money, obviously. And if I
can't wait to be retired and have just all the energy and excitement for new things. I'm ready.
and if I can't, give it to somebody for a couple of euro, then I'll throw it away. But I'm not a big fan of throwing stuff away, especially if it works. And if I'm going to do it with a clean conscience. I'm going to throw it away knowing I tried to repurpose it to give it to somebody else who might give it a little bit longer life. So I got like a computer monitor. I don't know what it was, but somewhere in like 2010, I just went to laptops. I stopped doing desktops. But there's still people who do desktops.
I have a desktop, but I use it. It's because it's big, and when I'm doing photos or video, I don't want to necessarily hunch over my laptop.
And monitor prices have come way down. But if I sell a computer monitor for €3, €3 is kind of like my standard base pricing. You know why? Because people have €3 lying around.
It's true.
Yeah, you can go in your little coin jar right there, and you can get €3 out and take a risk on the fact that, you got a George Foreman grill for €3. But I'm having a lot of fun with that. So we still haven't forgot you. We're still looking for your input. Give us a call in the studio, 727-1025, or via your cellular phone, because nobody has landlines anymore, 956-82-1025. Remember, if you're calling from Japan or the United States, the prefix to the DSN number is 314. And if you're calling from Suda Bay, you don't need to do that at all. Or hit us up on the fan page, and you can find the fan page by searching on Facebook for LUNSB.
Sorry, I was checking the date on the weird sandwich.
Anytime there's a sandwich laying around, you got to check the date. It doesn't matter about checking the dates anymore. I love my commissary. Don't get me wrong. I love my commissary. I love the people that work in the commissary. They're great people. I don't like the trucks that transport our food here.
That's fair.
Because I don't think they've got the temperature right. They recently got me with, I love milk.
Ugh.
And I take the milk out of the refrigerator and it's ice cold and I pour it into the glass. And I'm just like, oh, this is going to be so refreshing. And I throw it down my throat and immediately like, wow, that was a bad idea. And even now, it's still on the box, hasn't expired. It wouldn't expire until the end of this month. And that one went sour bad. So that was that. And, as is typical, I just posted on Facebook like, what the ducker. And Shirley, who I love and admire,
Shirley.
She's like, Tony, just bring it in. Just like, shut up on Facebook and just bring it in. And there's no fun in that. So, but yesterday, when I go to make myself a nice hot roast beef and provolone sandwich, the provolone, when I opened it fresh, like I had to rip the thing to open it, and it was good until April 29th. The moment I opened it, it was not good.
Oh no.
And it was so because I needed that provolone to make the hot roast beef sandwich perfect. So I have that in the car, and I'm going to go see my commissary staff today and see how easy their this is spoiled before it's supposed to be spoiled turn-in process is.
I have a feeling it's pretty easy.
I wouldn't. I think a lot of people are dealing with that. And again, you can't blame the commissary.
It's not their fault.
You can't blame the people that work at the commissary. Our food has to travel. Our American food stuff has to travel to get here. And I'm fully aware, I've lived here long enough to know that I could have just gone out in town and gotten it fresh and not have to worry about the spoil problem. But I mean, I'm spoiled. What can I say? It's not.
It's just like your cheese, sir.
I got somebody who does the shopping for me. You know, I write it up on the board, things that I want, and boom, it shows up in the house. It's magic. It's magical.
I am the grocery shopper, and to tell you how frequently I am in that commissary, I have this little card holder on my phone, but my TEI card doesn't fit in it, but it sticks to it. So I pull my phone out to look at my list, drop my TEI card. The entire staff of the commissary, did you get your TEI card back? They have it at the front. I was like, oh, they know me.
How long does it take you to shop in the commissary? I mean, we're both well known.
It takes a minute sometimes.
Because everybody wants to talk.
Yeah, but I don't mind.
I don't mind.
Because otherwise I just talk to the dog all day.
But I also I can give you a couple of minutes. You know what I'm saying? We're walking up and down an aisle. I see you. Hey, how are you? Exchange pleasantries and let me go. You know, but in Rhoda, there's something in Rhoda in the water. It's a disease that causes a growing of the teeth.
Okay, Eminem, just slow down and write a rap about it. People like you. They want to talk to you. That might not always happen.
What the listeners can't see is I've got this huge, just wild, befuddled smile going across my face because my name was actually used as an adjective recently. Yes, my full-on name. Somebody was told, "Don't be like." Can you? Because I haven't forgotten that this occurred, Matt. We're going to have to talk about this. It's T-Bone and Chick Brew in the morning. We're going to investigate our beeps. Tell us your life hacks, and we'll be back. You think I can convince Chief to dermo these chairs? I think I want these for the home studio now.
Maybe you can buy some and then ask if you will do an even trade.
I would definitely trade these chairs out for something different. But you know, I had never sat in one of these before. They looked in a way where I didn't want to sit in them. Right. And now that I've actually sat in it, it's really comfortable. That's probably real wood, and maybe this is leather. Who knows?
I mean, it's survived
a couple of decades.
You know, yeah.
What I don't like about the more relaxed style of sitting, which I'm trying for the first time today, is I'm constantly looking around to see you because there's stuff in the way, and this table, and I have to lean forward. Don't be a anyway. And
you love that table. That table gives you something to avoid.
I do not like the table. I do not like it. All right, so now we're talking grilled cheese sandwiches.
I love grilled cheese sandwiches.
I also love grilled cheese sandwiches, but I start the conversation with this question. Have you ever made a grilled cheese sandwich using an iron?
No.
Then you are letting the best things in life pass you by. So if necessity is the mother of invention, right? So you're in a barracks room. What is it? It's I'm looking at you. Okay, did I get it wrong?
No.
Necessity is the mother of invention.
Yeah. Laziness is the mother of perfection.
Yeah. You want to find the easy way to do something? Ask the fat guy. And trust me, I found the easiest way to get it done. So, you're in a barracks room, you're in a hotel room, you don't have a griddle, you don't have anything like that. You're on per diem and you're trying to save some money. Whatever the cause is, you got aluminum foil, you got bread, you got cheese, and you got butter. Butter. Real butter. None of this make-believe butter stuff. The chemicals, whatever. So it's super, super easy. Of course, you construct it like you would any grilled cheese sandwich.
Bread.
Bread, a slice. Cheese, slice. Meat, if you got any lying around. Bacon. Oh.
Bacon and basil.
I've never done bacon in a grilled cheese.
Bacon and basil. It's the best.
Stop saying basil.
It's
Let's
important.
concentrate on the bacon.
It's important because it kind of cuts that
Yeah, but no one buys basil in a hotel room.
Who are you talking about? I absolutely do. I maybe also travel with my own.
And I got some coriander.
I do. I travel with my own red pepper flakes, salt and pepper. Every time I go to drill, it's like my uniform and then spices. And I'm going to Italy. So
am I, as a matter of fact.
Which is the best part.
So bread, cheese, bread. Now, a different little thing here. You put butter patches, little patches of butter on the outside of the sandwich. You wrap it up in aluminum foil. You put it on top of the ironing board. You take your nice hot iron and you press it down.
So it's like a panini press.
It's like a panini press, except it's a hot, steamy iron on top of an aluminum foil brick of food. And it only takes, 30 seconds each side. And it is probably one of the best grilled cheese sandwiches you'll ever have. Super easy, super convenient, no mess, no real cleanup or anything like that. And it's something about the iron or the way the butter inside the aluminum foil, the sandwich tastes steamed. And it's just steamed and crispy and, that's a... sometimes
so next week,
when I want a grilled cheese sandwich, I don't even use the kitchen. I just go down in the basement where the iron is and making grilled cheese sandwiches if you want any.
My name is T-Bone and I live in my basement. I only consume grilled cheese sandwiches.
I got to get Zeus a TV show. He's spending a lot of time down in the studio now. For whatever reason, I just check in on him and he's down in the studio just like, this is different. I think I'll hang out down here. I got the cameras already set up. All I got to do is turn them on, call it the Zoo Show. It's T-Bone and Chick Brew in the morning. That's your grilled cheese recipe of the day. When we come back, we're going to be talking about life hacks and other interesting things to include anniversaries and birthdays.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute while you bounce. God, some of the music we play is just...
so questionable.
And funny, for those of you listening on the podcast, you don't have to suffer through what we have to suffer through. We actually have to play.
We do this for you.
And listen to the music in between us talking. So, what's going on with you this weekend?
Harry Potter marathon.
Weird.
No. It's time.
You weirdo people.
It's time. No, but Harry Potter marathon 1 through 7.
By yourself?
No, with friends.
How many friends are we talking?
Well, me, the manager, and then 2 additional friends.
Okay. How long would it take you? How many hours does it take?
It's like a 2-day adventure.
So there's snacks involved?
No. We don't just snack.
Oh, you don't just snack.
Look, if Harry Potter gets to have a feast in the Great Hall, then we shall have a feast in the living room.
Mm-hmm. Well, I must have lost my invitation to the Harry Potter feast.
I stopped inviting you to things.
Oh, is that official now?
Showing up, yes.
So, what kind of things are on the menu in the weird magical world of Harry Potter marathon feasts?
Well, I think I'm making pot pie.
Oh,
I love pot pie. Especially when it's cold outside.
How fat do I sound when you say a food and I do that?
But I understand you.
So the producer started making pot pies recently. Now, when you make them individual or do you make a giant one?
Well, I've been making like a giant one because there's
But
no
they sell
leftovers.
like the little aluminum foil. You can make your own Marie Callender's.
I made a few for like for my gardener to take home, and I put them in the the little Webster grill because they're a little bit longer and they're easier to put the crust on.
Okay.
So I've been making them in those, but they stack really well.
Oh.
So what I think I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make a bunch, freeze them, and then I could just make my own, my own frozen pot pies.
I tell you, it's amazing that you eat. I've always loved pot pies, but I've always thought they were Marie Callender, 69 cents. It's what you do on a budget. It's what it is. They're good, but, I didn't know you could make them at home. And then she started experimenting, and she made them, and it's amazing. As a matter of fact, no kidding, that's what I ate for breakfast this morning. Leftover pot pie.
Pepe.
But she also has started making shepherd's pies.
Oh, I love shepherd's pie.
Now, I'm a huge fan of shepherd's pie. God, how fat do I sound?
I don't know, but this is like the first conversation I think we've ever had that I am like 100% here for.
So maybe Monday, maybe Tuesday, she makes a nice shepherd's pie. And, because the first time I had shepherd's pie was in Boston, and it just rings through.
That's just who it is now.
So, it's amazing. It's delicious. And I just think to myself, could you put a crust on this? Could we make this a shepherd's pie? Because how amazing would that be?
Not only do I need potatoes, but before the potatoes, I need a crispy, flaky crust.
Oh.
Yes, no, I'm here for it. Let's do this.
Let's do this.
I have to go.
Hybrid awesomeness. What's the best food you've ever put together? I like stuffed mushrooms, but I also like fried mushrooms. And one year, I decided to stuff fried mushrooms. Oh, it was amazing. Not everybody liked it. So one of my Spanish friends that I have been working with my entire time here, a man who I respect, who runs everything downstairs, I offered him one, and he bit into it, and he just very politely, so expertly politely, just folded it back in the napkin and put it down. Yeah, no, me, I would have been over the top. He just so amazingly politely folded it and put it down. He did not like stuffed deep-fried mushrooms. It's T-Bone and Chick Brew in the morning. Give us a call in the studio, 727-1025, or call us on your cell phone, 956-82105, or look us up on the AFN Facebook page. That is something I'm not used to doing anymore.
I know.
So we're talking about a Korean restaurant that they have in Sevilla. Well, we were talking about Korean food when you weren't listening. And I love making Korean food, and I'm getting ready to make a fresh batch of kimbap because I love me some kimbap. And apparently there's a new Korean restaurant in Sevilla, which is only an hour and a half away. I take the train. It's super easy.
I love taking the train to Sevilla.
Oh, yeah. And
get my tinto.
But what I didn't know, and thank goodness you told me, is you needed a reservation for this place. And it is strange to have to go to a place that needs reservations after being here so long.
It's small.
And before here, I was in South Korea, so you didn't make reservations there. You just showed up, no matter what it was. But I remember when we were in Paris. So I also, as a culinary connoisseur, I love food. I love Brazilian steakhouses. There's an amazing one in Lisbon, but there was potentially a great one in Paris. And we showed up, we found it. We showed up, the four of us. And we go there, and they don't open till 7. And there's a line of people waiting to get in. I was like, oh, this must be good. I can't wait to try this place. And we get in line, and we get to the door. And, of course, in the condescending French, English-speaking way they do you have a reservation? Oh, no. We don't have a reservation. We're just here to eat. You must have a reservation. Are you kidding me? You have to have a reservation for Brazilian steakhouse? Look, we'll just wait until somebody leaves. No, this is not how it works. What do you mean it's not how it works? Of course it's how it works. It's like, no, it's reservation only, one seating only.
Oh, they only do one seating.
One seating. How insane is that? You get in, we feed you, get out, nobody in behind you.
I mean, to be fair, that's how most Spanish restaurants are, because people just take their time eating. Americans, I don't think that the rest of the world truly appreciates how fast we can eat a restaurant out of food and move on to the next place. It's a cultural skill and talent that I think that we're underappreciated for. That's right. I could go in and devour an entire 2 fried eggs, 2 pieces of bacon, 2 pieces of ham, 2 sausages, 4 pancakes, coffee, hot chocolate, and orange juice in under 30 minutes. That's a skill. That is a skill that my country has raised me to be able to do. Well,
especially those of us who have done any time in the military, learning how to eat an entire meal in less than 10 minutes.
Yeah, I won't do that. I'm not.
They don't require you to do that anymore?
Look at me.
No, in boot camp.
Well, no.
You guys eat at your leisure in boot camp these days?
Well, no, it's not at your leisure, but the food there was not anything I was trying to pile on my plate. No, I ate my bowl of cereal. So, yeah, maybe it was 10 minutes, but it was just a bowl of cereal.
We, from the moment we got in the door, we had 10 minutes to get in, get our food, eat our food, and get out. 10 minutes. That was it.
I don't feel like that's how it was.
I'd be interested to talk to some of the younger troops now to see how they...
10 minutes from once you sit down, because the line is always out the door.
That's true. It was always out the door. I think they feed them in their barracks now.
No, I did not. Only if you have to have a bag lunch, which was my favorite. I preferred the bag lunch because they had this cereal bar that was just the best.
You want to talk about life hacks, which is what we keep talking about, that we're going to talk about. If you've got leftover MREs from a deployment, from a field exercise or anything like that,
set them on fire.
Save those things. Those things are awesome forever.
Those are punishment meal in my house.
Really?
Yeah, if you didn't want what was for dinner, then you could have Dad's MREs.
Those were special because my daughters were just amazed by what you could do, how you use the heating element to make a bomb or to heat the food. And the 5 fingers of death was their favorite. We're talking life hacks. We're talking all kinds of stuff. And apparently today we're talking about food. It's T-Bone and Chick Brew. In the morning. Do you know I was in the emergency room 2 years ago today?
Oh, really?
I sure was.
Well, good to see you recover.
I did. I love Facebook memories. I really do. So there's a classic Facebook memory of my improvised bandage that I had to do. I split my middle finger wide open on a can.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and it was like...
bad bleeding.
It was bad. Luckily, I had some duct tape nearby, so I quickly I grabbed some paper towels and duct taped my finger. So my middle finger was a giant, big red... What is that?
Today, I got my DD-214.
What?
2 years ago today.
Yeah, it doesn't... And then you signed up for another. Look, if you watched Romper Room as a child, which only a few of us did because the rest of us are dead, there was a lady and she had a magic mirror and she looked into the television camera and she would say random children's names. And if she called your name, you felt really, really special because that magic woman on the television was using magic to look at you. So we say to Lee and we say to Barbie and we say to Mike and we say to Shirley and we say to Dave and we say to Jan, and we say to Grover, which is Tommy's new nickname, by the way, just to make sure. And we say to the producer, we say to the manager, thanks for listening. Thanks. Thank you so much. But the Stanleys are celebrating a little extra special anniversary. Neither of them have killed each other yet, so they're celebrating.
How many years are we talking here?
More than a decade, but not as many as you would think given his advanced age. You would think they had been together a lot longer, but no, he just wears it well.
It's a good thing there's a lot of time and space between them and us.
That and just a lot of patience. They say, and this is a true statement, that the true measure of a successful marriage is you live long enough to watch the other one die.
No, I don't want to do that.
But it's true. Marriage is until death do you part, and a successful marriage means somebody died. So, Shirley, make sure you keep that insurance up to date. I'm just...
Rude.
We could not play the song that you requested because...
you don't have it.
Yeah, I don't think anybody has that song anymore. But we did find what we believe to be an appropriate song to celebrate the Stanley's anniversary. So we'll be playing that next. And we're getting comments. And a super belated happy birthday to Jan.
Mom!
Yeah, we were supposed to do a birthday show for your mother last week, but you decided to sleep in.
You couldn't even get in the building. You think they would have let me in with my flaming eagle sweater? They'd be like, there's 2 crazies outside.
Just for the record, all Eagle fans are flaming. Like that. Just
on fire.
That's like a phoenix, man.
It is. I don't know what it is. I got it in Kansas. It looks warm. It is warm. I got it in Kansas.
KC Mo or KCK?
No, not even there.
Just Kansas.
No, Manhattan, the Little Apple.
Oh, very strange.
Yeah.
We have not really talked, other than grilled cheese, we really haven't talked about life hacks.
And I feel like that is in itself a hack. We have managed to avoid the topic of discussion.
I'm going to share.
It's impressive.
I'm going to share an important one.
Okay.
but apparently not this mic break.
After this song.
We're going to go check your messages. Here it is, your anniversary song for the Stanleys. Congratulations on not killing each other. What a lovely couple, man. They are so fun.
I do really like them.
Yes. So, yeah, she's going to hang in for the benefits. That's so funny. So now we're finally getting to the point where we have to start talking about the life hacks that we have been teasing for over an hour now.
Over a decade.
Well, that too. So an important life hack that I would like to remind people of is gum. Altoids, any kind of mouth freshening. If you don't brush your teeth after eating and you have a job that requires you to go to meetings and to talk to people in close proximity, always take a piece of gum. And if you're going to these meetings, be sure to bring gum because, wow, man, it's just it's very simple. Your mouth, I mean, it was like I was in a meeting recently this week and everybody apparently went to the same place for lunch and apparently the lunch special was hot garbage because that's what everyone's breath smelled like. And I was like, oh, no, here's my input. Can I go now? Because this is really bad. Anybody got any gum? I'm saying out loud to no one in particular. So, you know, another good life hack? Wearing your seatbelt.
I wear my seatbelt.
I do too. Well, you're required to wear your seatbelt.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean people do.
And I see people who don't. I don't get it. I've not only because I have been enforcing the law for a long period of time, and I know from personal experience that seatbelts actually do save lives. I've seen the results of people not wearing seatbelts, and it's not good. And I've seen the results of people wearing seatbelts, and it usually was better than it could have been. I think it was always better than it could have been. So a perfect adult life hack is click it. Put the thing on. It will save your life. Now,
if nothing else, it feels like a nice little hug while it holds you to your seat. Like, it's comforting.
There's so much right about being a part of the vehicle that when I see someone not wearing their seatbelt, I think to myself, how could you? How dare you?
Who do you think you are? What? Are you breaking up with the car? Why don't you want it to hold you?
So I have a standing order out there. If you ever catch me riding around without I mean, this is just part of me enforcing the fact that I am what I say I am. If you ever see me riding around without a seatbelt on, I'll give you $100 cash. Ever.
Go cut the seatbelt out of your car. I'll be right back.
So it is funny because every once in a while,
even my dog wears a seatbelt.
I tempt fate. Like if I know I'm just going to drive from there to there, and maybe it's 500 feet away or whatever it is. Like a great example.
Most accidents happen within a mile of the house.
From my parking space to the dumpster. You know, it's within the parking lot. It's pretty safe. But it's unusual for me not to put my seatbelt on. But I'm like, you know what? I got $100 in my pocket. Let's see if because the day I do pay somebody,
I am just going to stand in front of your house.
The day I do pay somebody $100 for catching me without my seatbelt on, that will live on longer than ever. You know, than any ticket you could ever give anybody. So leaders, if you're serious about your sailor's safety, put that challenge out to them. Let them catch you without a seatbelt and reward them with a cold, hard cash. That's a life hack for you. And when we come back, I got just a couple more life hacks for you, and then we're going to call it a day. It's
it's T-Bone
and Chick Brew
in the morning.
Boopity-boo.
Bum, 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 bum.
No, I wasn't ready.
You lied.
Well, it was Caseta threw me off. So I'm trying to figure things out, and I'm not very good at it. I'm looking at all of the episodes. I got an episode named Zoinks Piddlesworth.
That's about Rupert.
I've got the Sancocho Miracle. I mean, You Might Not Like Me, Christmas Party Brawls. I've got episodes uploaded. They're there. But I guess I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Oh, and there's a new comment. Hello. So if you're curious, so
words, yikes.
Piddlesworth. So the bottom line is, if you want to listen to the podcast, you got to go to the webpage, lunsb.pod. lunsby.podbeam.com. That's lunsby.podbeam.com. And it'll come right up in your browser, and you can play it right there at your workstation. You can catch this, and you can catch older episodes that'll be available to you. And, we'll figure it out. I may have to shift from Podbean to something else because I want it to be available through iTunes. And even though it said it is available through iTunes, nobody can find it on iTunes. Let's get back to our hacks that we're talking about. Another great life hack, spoiled wine. Everywhere I go, I'm reading this stuff about the magic of vinegar. If you take a teaspoon of vinegar, it makes you all better. And you take these vinegar pills and it'll make everything more better. But, if you just buy some wine and let it rest, well, it turns into vinegar. And what's better than a vinegar that also makes you happy? So, there's a life hack for you.
Terrible life hack.
Buy some cheap house wine, sit it in a corner, and let it to aerate for a while.
Throw it away.
No. It goes great on salad. Spoiled wine goes great on salad because it doesn't really spoil. It just turns to a fermented vinegar. Yes.
No.
It is. It's true. It's good stuff. We talked about oil. The best way to get to hydrate your skin, the best way, no kidding, it's drinking water. The second best way, the second best way from the outside in isn't these expensive lotions and stuff like that. Baby oil. I didn't use the brand name. I'm just saying baby oil. Now, baby oil.
Which one you're talking about?
Baby oil comes in brand name, and the only difference between brand name baby oil and generic baby oil is the spout. But guess what? They're interchangeable. So buy the expensive one once. And then from then on, you buy the generic one. It's the same baby oil, but you take that sprout and you spout and you just connect it over. They're the same size. Works perfectly. That's another life hack. Here's another life hack because I'm full of them. Have a designated driver. Last Friday, we did something we don't normally do. We ate kangaroo. What?
How was that, by the way?
It was different. And it's on the list, and it's checked off. Let's just say that.
Have you ever had ostrich jerky?
I have had ostrich, and I love ostrich. I don't like the jerky so much.
I don't either. I don't like jerky, but it was a thing that I tried, and it was a mistake. Go ahead.
Yeah, and check. It's off the list, right? So we go out to a local establishment, and I know I'm going to be drinking. I'm going to be drinking a lot, so I have a designated driver.
It's the best.
How cool was that?
It's just nice to not have to worry about something.
I didn't worry about anything.
Nope.
I went and I drank. I was like, would you like another? Absolutely, I'd like another because I'm not driving. And should my designated driver had decided to partake, we had backup plans.
Taxi.
We got the One Taxi app that brings the taxi right to you. As a matter of fact, there were people there who didn't have a plan, and I used the app to bring a taxi to them. Perfect. Have a designated driver. That's one of the best life hacks. You can't do that. This is the last one, right?
Okay. Yeah.
He's in here. It's got to be the last one.
Oh, okay.
And finally, as our final life hack of the day, I'm going to say pickpockets. They're real, man.
Thanks.
They are real. So I don't know if you've ever been to the Eiffel Tower. I know you've been to the Eiffel Tower. But you haven't been to the Eiffel Tower in the last couple of years. They've changed it up. They've added some severe security requirements. They've done some really good stuff for the Eiffel Tower. It's like glass all the way around it now.
Oh.
But if you've been there in, say, the past 5 or 6 years, the nonstop, constant announcements, beware of pickpockets. Beware of pickpockets. That's all they would say. Oh. Yeah. So when you go to a foreign city, especially in Europe, because the pickpockets here are next level, they're very good.
They do bring a lot to the party.
Yeah. When you go out from your hotel room, remember, only take the stuff you need to take with you. You don't need to take your life with you. You need a small amount of money. You need maybe some identification. Maybe not. It depends on where you are. But you don't need to take a lot with you except your camera and go see the sights and do your thing and eat your food and go back to your hotel room. Nice, safe, and sound. Unfortunately, when you get pickpocketed and they get your wallet or your
passport,
and then everything becomes more difficult, and you don't want that. So there are different ways you can avoid being pickpocketed. The number one way is just awareness. Attention to your surroundings and everything around you. Never underestimate I'm going to Naples.
Oh, you need all the things. You just need a safe strap to your chest.
I love Naples because the level of thievery inside Napoli is unbelievable. My wife has a very large diamond ring because she was an investment that I invested in. Yes. So we got to Naples and we're getting ready to go out of the town, and she's wearing 2.5 carats of diamond. I'm like, oh, no. That's not going outside. You're not taking that outside. They'll never get it off my finger. I was like, oh, no.
They already have it.
They won't get it off your finger. You'll come back and you'll be like, damn, but the ring's on my finger, but the diamond is gone. They're that good. Old people are pickpockets.
Yeah.
Young people,
that's how they made it that far.
Especially girls. Oh, young girls like to surround dudes like us and give us a little bit of attention and make us feel special. And next thing you know, boom, wallet gone. So being aware of your surroundings is the best way to avoid being pickpocketed. And then, of course, keeping your hand on the little bit of stuff that you brought with you. And as a New Yorker, I know, always have a backup stash for your money. Always have a little bit of money in somewhere a backup location just in case the worst happens. Uh-oh. Chief's here and I parked at his parking spot. I think we got to go. So I remind you, as I always remind you, remember, be the best person that you could be. And if you were a great person yesterday, be an even better person tomorrow.
And don't forget that you are loved.